I'll be showing 12 new features in Excel. These include Excel for the web and desktop. The Excel team's been busy adding lots of features, so let's get started. The first new feature is version history in Excel web. I'm going to go to the File menu and I'm going to choose Info. And now you're going to see a version history button. Let's click this. Now there are a couple of versions here I'm going to go through. So it looks like I deleted a couple tabs a few minutes ago, and I can look at the current version here. I can expand that, and there's a bunch of places that I modified it so you can kind of see a little time history of what I was doing in Excel for the web. Now if I want to restore my copy from 13 minutes ago, I just click Restore right here. I could also save a copy off, so if I don't want to restore it, I just want to save a copy of that, but I just click Restore, and it snaps me back to this exact version that I just had 13 minutes ago. The second new feature is one of my favorites. It is shortcuts are enabled by default in Excel for the web. So for example, your favorite Control-Shift-L to add your filters, or doing something like Alt equals to get auto sum, or Control spacebar to select a column. All of your favorites are now enabled right here. And if you want to check out all of the shortcuts, go to the Help menu, and there's a keyboard shortcuts button. Just click that. And here are all of the best shortcuts across Excel. They are now default on. If you want to turn them off by default, you can uncheck this override browser shortcuts, and then they won't be on by default. The third new feature is also in Excel for the web, and it allows for easier worksheet navigation. So I go down here and click the little 3 lines for all sheets, and I can switch to my different sheets. So if you have a really big spreadsheet with a lot of stuff in it, this is really nice to be able to navigate around really quickly and easily. The fourth new feature is text to columns in Excel web. So I'm going to go to the Data tab, and I have a set of names here that are last name, comma, first name. And I want to split these into 2 columns of last name and first name. So I will select the entire column by clicking on the A header. Now I'll go to text to columns, and we're going to go here, and it's set to comma, but if it was a semicolon delimiter or a space, you could go and choose what you need. And you can see it gives you a little preview of how it's going to split that out right here. All I do is hit apply. There we go. It just split it up. Lamb, William, Grunwald, Phillips, all the way down. The fifth new feature is in Excel desktop, and this is the Office 365 latest update to Excel. Now let's say that I have a bunch of spreadsheet tabs here. I'm going to hide them all really quickly. So right click and hide, and I'll hide them quickly. Now historically, if I want to unhide these, I would have to right click and choose unhide and do it a bunch of times in a row for all 6 of those. Now I'll do unhide, and I can select 1 or more sheets at the same time. So I could hold down the Control key and click a couple like this, or I could go to the bottom sheet and hold down Shift, click the top one, and hit OK. There you go, bulk unhide. The sixth new feature are improved ways to zoom in and zoom out in your web version of Excel. So I'm going to go to the lower right, and I can have my little plus and minus down here, so I can zoom it in and zoom it out by clicking on that button. I can also use one of my other favorite shortcuts is Control Alt plus to zoom in, or Control Alt minus to go back down again. And then I can also go to the View tab here, and I can choose zooming this way. So I go to 150% or back to 100% or make it smaller. So lots of ways to zoom in and zoom out in Excel web. The seventh new feature is multi-select and in Excel table in Excel for the web. So if I select a set of cells right here, and I hold down the Control key, and I can select some more like this, hold down the Control key more, so I can do multi-selection. Super handy, and now it is in Excel for the web. The eighth new feature is the sizability of conditional formatting. Now, a lot of you asked about this for a long time, so if I go to conditional formatting and choose Manage Rules, this dialog, which used to be pretty tight, I can now size and make as big as I want. I can make it as big as the entire screen if I want. Get all those conditional formatting rules laid out just the way you want. And the ninth new feature is also in here. We've added the ability to duplicate a conditional formatting rule. So if I want to duplicate my graded color scale rule, I just click Duplicate Rule. Hey, there's another one. I can go here and change it. Maybe in this case, I want to have yellow and blue for this one and hit OK. And now I've got my red and green. I've got my yellow and blue for the graded color scale. So it just speeds up the ability to create, especially if you have complex rules, just duplicate them. The 10th new feature is regional settings in Excel for the web. So I'm going to go here and choose the File menu, and I will go to Options, and you're going to see Regional Format Settings. So I'm going to click here, and now I can drop this down and choose a different country. So maybe I want to choose France, which handles the numbers a little bit differently. Choose France, hit Change. And hey, now my decimal points are commas and all the other regional settings that you'll get when you switch to that country. The 11th new feature is the Simplified ribbon in Excel for the web, which is now fully rolled out and deployed. So you can see here, this is just a single line, gives you a little more space. And when I switch to these, I have that simple line format. Now, if you wanted to show the full ribbon, I can go over here on the right-hand side and this little arrow, I click that, and that will make it into the classic ribbon. So now if I want to see all the commands with all the labels, I can have the classic ribbon. And if I want to go back again, I just collapse this and go to what is called the simplified ribbon. The 12th and final tip is a small but useful one, and it's grabbing your Excel build number. So if I go to the file menu here and go down to account, I'm going to choose about Excel. And I want to get the build number. Maybe it's for troubleshooting or other reasons. I'm on the latest version of Excel and someone says, what version are you on? Well, I can just right click on this now and choose copy. Then I can pull up an email or notepad or whatever and paste it. So here's Notepad. I just hit Control V to paste, and there is my Excel build number. If you found this video useful, give it a like. Now, if you want to keep up with all the latest quick tip videos that I'll keep releasing, subscribe to my channel and then just ring the bell so you get notified for all the new videos that post.